Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for sports, which is brought to you by the Marquee Network. Stream Cubs baseball at watchmarquee.com.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, we could talk about the Cubs losing to the Mets yesterday 5-2, but the real thing over the weekend was Ryne Sandberg, the statue unveiling with his family, singing the seventh inning stretch in last night's game on the nationally televised game of the night here on Game of the Night on Sunday Night Baseball. But boy, when they unveiled the statue, and you know, I live in Wrigley Field area, and I take Harper over there for walks all the time when there's no game going on. And you kind of go over in the grass area, and she walks across that. And there's been that podium sitting there for almost a year, it feels like, with no statue on it. And I know, well, June 23rd, that statue's coming. And it's kind of just very spiritual in a way, waiting for that trophy that statue to just show up there. And yesterday it did, and what a celebration it was.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Ignition. It doesn't sound like it, but it was very WWE with the explosions, the confetti, and the smoke hitting Ryne Sandberg.
That's what I'm talking about. I think more things need to have that energy.
Rhino. What a day it was for Ryne Sandberg, joining Ernie Banks, Fergie Jenkins, Ron Santo, and Billy Williams. And then, of course, there's the Harry Carey statue on the corner and right by Murphy's, the bar. But what a day for Ryne Sandberg, so deserving. And he just recently announced, has been fighting cancer for about a year, that he's in a good place, beating cancer at this point so far. So it just couldn't have come at a better time, just all
Well, it was
perfect.
such a celebration, in so many ways. Because of that, I'm so happy that he's gotten, more positive news about, his cancer journey. And then he's finally getting honored, which is long overdue. He's obviously one of our icons and best second baseman of all time, arguably. And it's just been, it was a really, really awesome day for Chicago and Chicago Cubs fans, for sure.
Yeah, amazing. On the 40th anniversary of the Ryne Sandberg game, by the way. And it's so weird for me, having lived in Philadelphia for a little bit when I was exiled from Chicago radio. I won't talk about it, but they consider Ryne Sandberg theirs in Philadelphia. My wife's from Philly, obviously a big Phillies fan. And Ryne Sandberg started his career out in Philadelphia and has a lot of history there as well. Was the manager there when I was living there about 10 years ago here, I guess it would be. So it's weird to have this duality of Ryne Sandberg, because as a Cubs fan, I've always said, well, he's our guy. And I get to Philly and they go, hey, he's our guy. And I'm like, no, he's not your guy. He's our guy. It's a big argument over who. It's like we're pulling Ryne Sandberg by the arms.
They're going to come over and knock our statue down.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I picture his arms coming apart and there's stuffing in there, like we're trying to grab Ryne Sandberg for ours. I'm caught in this weird middle ground there. So what a great day yesterday for the Cubs and getting that national attention. Cubs at the Giants tonight. White Sox. Case, what do you want to talk about with your White Sox?
I want to talk about Friday night and the heartbreaking loss. I'm in a group chat now with a bunch of White Sox fans, and we only text.
That sounds miserable.
Well, here's the thing. We don't talk about our personal life, our family, anything like that. We only text each other when the White Sox find a new way to lose. And Friday night, they found a new way to lose. It was the top of the ninth. They were the road team. They're down 2-1 to the Tigers. Paul DeJong is on first base. He just got hit with a pitch. He's the tying run. Andrew Benintendi is up at the plate. And here we have the Tigers broadcast featuring Jason Benetti, the ex-White Sox announcer. He'll explain exactly what happens.
On 1-2, set up there again. Benintendi gives it a ride for center field. Matt Fearling makes the catch.
Oh, they thought it was
And wow, they thought there were 2 out. This is going to be a double play.
Oh, my goodness. What a way to end the game.
The Tigers win, and the White Sox have yet another play that typifies their season. 2-1 Tigers, thank you very much.
I mean, I can't. I was like, wait a minute. I thought there's 1 out.
How in the world does this happen?
Wow.
So
That's tough.
we found another way to lose. It's just amazing what's happening on the South Side right now. They dropped 2 out of 3 to the Tigers over the weekend. And Friday night, again, I was at home delaying my departure to go see Bridget Calls Me Baby at Lincoln Hall because the White Sox had the tying run on in the 9th inning. And I was like, well, let me see how this plays out. We could have some fireworks here in the 9th. And then they did something that a 9-year-old would do, and they didn't know how many outs there were, and the double play ended the game.
There's a lot going on when you play baseball. Sometimes it's hard to You know what I mean?
Keep track.
He was so close. It was hard. You know, he thought it was 1. He thought it was 2. He went off. Hey, sue him.
Kenzie coming to the defense of the White Sox here. Very interesting.
What's going on out there?
I'm trying to create a word here. There's cosmic and there's karma. So it's carsmic, if that makes sense.
Walk me through what you're trying to get to here.
Why does he deserve bad karma?
Well, it's carsmic that Benintendi was making the call on this one.
Oh, that Benetti was making the call.
Benetti,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Benetti was making the call on this. It just seems so like an Onion headline in a way.
It was nice to hear his voice. I remember really liking him all those years as the White Sox announcer. It's a shame that, Jerry Reinsdorf, the ghoul that he is, decided to let him go, a hometown guy who is now living in Detroit calling Tigers games.
Seemed baffling. He was let go.
Just a really good story and a nice guy and seemed to be beloved by the organization. But Jerry Reinsdorf didn't like him, so he doesn't have a job with the White Sox anymore.
Why keep him around?
I know. And hey, at least we got Josh Giddey on the Bulls now. Thanks, Jerry. Everything's going great in Chicago. I love the work you're doing.
Oh,
God.
Casey sound angry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sensing, I don't know, is it sarcasm?
No, I love Kenzie. I love that we traded Alex Caruso, not to get into NBA for a second, that we traded the second best player on the Bulls to the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that has stockpiled draft picks like weapons for a country preparing to go to war.
Ooh, I like this.
They have 24 draft picks over the next 5 years, and the Bulls acquired none of them in the trade for Josh Giddey. That is impossible to do. I don't know how they pulled it off to only make a player-for-player trade and acquire no picks, but Jerry found a way, gosh darn it. That's our guy. That is Chicago.
He's not greedy.
No, exactly. No,
Yeah.
he's a real wholesome
God forbid.
guy.
God forbid. I saw somebody give a rating of an F- to that trade. I've never seen an F- on a trade ever.
You did more than fail. You did more than fail.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
No, it's it's going great.
All right.
I love it. I love Chicago sports right now. Thank you, Jerry, for once again seeing the light and being a visionary. By the way, Eloy Jimenez hurt yesterday. Just came off the IL. He's going to go back on. It's great. Everything's great.
548 texted and said, well, the White Sox are saving a lot of money on fireworks this season.
Here they are.
It's helping out.
You know
They're
what?
going to be able to afford some pretty big players in the offseason because of the fireworks.
You know
thing.
what?
So look at it. You're not doing the half glass full thing, Case. If you factor in how much money they're saving on fireworks and who they're really going to be able to purchase in the offseason, I don't think that's what's really going to go kaboom, okay?
Listen, Kenzie didn't end up picking me up fireworks in Indiana over the weekend. I should just go down the guaranteed rate and pick some up.
They would love that.
They're sitting there just.
No, they're saving them for next season because it's going to go boom, baby, once they spend all that money.
Listen, they have expiration dates, those fireworks. They ain't going to last.
Just remember, before we get too excited, this is the team last September that publicly said, guys, we are not pursuing Shohei Ohtani. I know there's 30 MLB teams, 29 fan bases are like, oh my God, Ohtani could come to our city. And the White Sox were actively telling their fans and, more importantly, season ticket holders, we are not in the race for Ohtani.
Nah.
Come on.
We don't need a good player.
Listen, it's all about the expectations that you set. That's very important. Like the downfall if you think you're in for Ohtani is hard. If you know you're not in, it's exciting to get, pretty good player.
Wow. Well, he'll be in town. He'll be on the South Side tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I'm hopefully going to go to the game on Wednesday.
I will say, you know what my mom has said? It's her absolute saying. But every time we get bummed out about something, and this, it sounds juvenile, but it's actually very helpful. Whenever I don't like something, she goes, lower your expectations. I'm like, I swear to God, every time I'm like, oh, can you believe whatever? Your husband's family does something, or this happens, or your friend does something. She goes, lower your expectations. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, solid point. She goes, it's because you're expecting things of people, and then it bums you out. She goes, don't expect anything of anybody except yourself. And then you'll be pleasantly surprised if anybody does something right.
Well, that's one way to go through life.
And that's how I look at stuff now.
Listen, your mom and my dad should have hung out.
I know.
Because my dad used to say so emphatically, adulthood is a disappointment. He said it's full of hard work and no reward.
Kenzie, can I offer a counter to lower your expectations?
Oh,
What do you got?
I'm a White Sox fan. My expectations couldn't be lower, and they still disappoint me.
Nuh-uh, because then you wouldn't have been surprised about the Ohtani news. If your expectations were where they should have been, you would have been like, well, of course, you don't even have to tell us that. So I would lower your expectations, and then you're going to be like, well, this is great.
I mean, your
They knew
expectations,
how many outs there were. This is awesome.
they've got to be lower than lower whacker. They've got to really.
My GPS won't be able to find my expectations.
That's right.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Klash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q 101.
And Klash with Kenzie is brought to you by the Schaumburg Boomers.
Feel the boom, baby.
For tickets, visit boomersbaseball.com. And one of our listeners, his daughter, is singing the national anthem tonight at the Boomers baseball game, and she's deaf. And she's singing the national anthem tonight. That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Wow.
What a story. Want to hear more about that tomorrow? To one of our listeners that checked in on that, please tell us tomorrow morning how that went. And in the meantime, we have, now this is Dean from last week.
This is Dean from last week.
Oh my goodness. Dean last week gave us one of the best calls in a long time from Palos, and he told us he was so tired and hungover he missed work, but then he emphatically explained, the situation.
Hey, and not even like I blew it off. I'm talking completely slipped my mind. Hey, so I gotta say to my boss, Luke, if you're listening, buddy, I am sorry.
That one's on me. That one's my bad.
I'll eat that one, Coach. That one's on me.
Oh, he's my favorite still.
Dean, welcome to the show. We're back in real
Hey,
time now.
ahoy.
Now, how'd that all work out, Dean? Did you go to work on Monday and everything work out?
Oh, everything was gravy, man. You know what? I made up for it because I made it this weekend,
I'll tell you.
Are you supposed to be at work now, out of curiosity?
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here right now,
Hard at work, calling the radio station. I love it.
Hard at work here, dude.
I got to say, this is proof right here that honesty is the best policy.
That's right.
Just go up there and take the hit. Take the hit. He was like, I am sorry. My bad on that one.
Amen.
I just forgot to come to work. My bad.
That's all.
That's it. Just forgot. Don't make
Hey,
up
you know what? We're all Sox fans over here. We're used to the disappointment,
Oh,
That's
boy.
right. That's right.
You guys in case can talk after the show.
Well, what I've learned is lower your expectations and everything will be okay.
What if I've learned anything this morning, it's expect nothing.
And that's probably how your boss felt. He wasn't surprised when you didn't show up. It works all the way around, baby.
You don't lead him with that last week,
With Dean, I'm lowering my expectations.
I have high expectations for him in trivia, though. Let's flip a coin.
Okay, so we've got Bristol Renaissance Fair passes, a 4-pack. This is amazing. So first one to 5 wins. Listen carefully, Dean. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Call heads or tails, Dean.
Heads.
It is heads. All right, Dean. Here we go. Question number 1, Dean. What dance-based video game was implemented into fitness programs in schools starting in 2006?
DDR, Dance Dance Revolution.
Dance Dance Revolution is right. Kenzie, what nationality are Mario and Luigi?
Italian?
Italian. Another video game question.
I hope so.
Dean, the Accent and the Santa Fe are car models manufactured by what company?
Hyundai.
Dean. Back to Kenzie. Botany is the scientific study of what?
Like plants.
Plants is right. 2-2. We're going right along here. Dean, baseball's Triple Crown refers to a player leading the league in batting average, RBIs, and
Batting average. Home runs.
home runs is right. Dean, good job. Back to Kenzie. What 1992 sports movie starred Emilio Estevez and followed a team of ragtag young Minneapolis athletes?
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks, 3-3. Here we go. Dean, who is the fastest mouse in all of Mexico?
Oh, Speedy Gonzalez.
Speedy Gonzalez is right. Of course he is. Oh, boy.
He knew that. That was right in his wheelhouse.
Let's see.
4-3 back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, in what card game would someone get hit with a wild card, be forced to draw 4, or get hit with a skip card?
Uno.
Uno's right. Kenzie's got 4. Dean's got 4. Next one wins.
If Dean gets this, he is going to the Bristol Renaissance Fair. A lot on the line here.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dean, Young Sheldon is a CBS sitcom that serves as a prequel to what sitcom that ran from 2007 to 2019?
Man, dude. I'm going to say the Big Bang Theory.
Dean, you're going to the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
Oh, man.
And you're going to see us there because the Caravan with us happens Saturday, July 13th. So please come that day when we're there at noon.
No way.
Yeah, we're going to be out there. Let's turn up.
Yeah.
Unless you have work, of course.
Right.
We do not want to promote you not going to work anymore.
Hey, I'll put it right here, right now. Your boy is not going to work that day. You can say, you guys are real good at saving stuff, so we can save that one, you know?
Clash with Kenzie. The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And remember, with those Bristol Renaissance Fair tickets, we will have 4-packs every day this week. Make sure you're here at 7:10 to get on the phones for it. It's one of our favorite things to do. We go ham up there. It is incredible. It's 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 maniacs up there having a great time. So we will have those tickets every day this week. I'm so glad Dean won. He's got a 4-pack going in. Coming up here at about 7:50, just a few minutes away, we will talk about what Justin Timberlake said on stage at the United Center after last week getting a DUI. And then the first concert he did after that was Chicago Friday night. So we have the audio, and we'll play that for you. Pretty interesting. But in the meantime, reminding you, this week is also super important. This is, in a way, a final week for you to get involved with the Brian and Kenzie trip to London for the Bears game, meaning that if you do it by the end of the week, all you have to put down is a deposit on the trip. You can worry about the rest of it later, but this is an important, pivotal week. If you're on the fence, this is the week to jump over the fence and get involved with this massive party in London for the Bears game against the Jaguars in October. This is going to be a life-changing moment for you as far as when you travel and what you do for an experience. And Kenzie loves talking about more parts of it besides the football game, which will be nuts at Tottenham Stadium, and, of course, the regular things in travel with flight and a good hotel.
So I am so, just amped for this trip because obviously it's just this once-in-a-lifetime experience. We're all going to go together. We got the crew members, good people who listen to Q101, the best kind of people, right?
That's right.
And we're going to go see the Bears on a season that hopefully becomes legendary. We are waiting. We have Caleb Williams. This is an exciting season. So to have this season, this game be in London's awesome. But if we're not just bopping in and out and going to the game, this is also like a tourist trip. So we are leaving Wednesday. We're traveling together. So it'll be a fun travel experience as a whole. Then Thursday is this huge walking tour around London. We are going to go see all those tourist stops, including the London Eye, which you don't know what that is. That's really the iconic, almost amped up version of a Ferris wheel you see over the water.
Like Navy Piers, but even crazier.
And more grand because it comes in those cool egg bubbles, and it's a really good way to actually get the bird's eye view on London. So we're going to that. We're also going to the Tower of London, which if you have seen pictures of a castle in London, 99.9% it's a chance that it is this castle. So it has this really, really cool history. It actually has kind of a well-known prison inside of it, but then it's this gorgeous castle. So a little spooky, a little beautiful. We love to see both. We're doing a tour of that. And again, with all of us. So this is a fun tour with your friends, right? That you're going on all these excursions with. Then Friday and Saturday, it's going to get broken up. One is going to be kind of this curated food tour, which London not always known for the food, okay? Let's just be out there. But they have found good food, and we're going to experience that. So that's a big part of the checklist is it sucks when you go on a vacation and you don't eat well. That's one of the best parts. We all love food, especially here. Okay, so get with it. So we're going to have good food and then a pub crawl. Listen, these let's talk about what London and the UK is known for is awesome, cool, classic looking pubs, right? To bounce to all the popular ones together. And a drink. I'm finally not pregnant. Let's go. Okay. I cannot wait to go on this pub crawl together. And then we're wrapping it up Sunday, grand finale with premium tickets to the Bears game. That includes some drink and some food as well, and kind of a tailgating experience. So every single day is something new, something exciting to do while you're in London. This is the trip that I would put together. I'm the planner in the family for the vacations. This is what I would curate, and this is not something you can copy and paste next year, obviously, because will the Bears be there? Will it be an exciting season? Will our company let us go on a vacation? We don't know.
But Bears will probably not be in London next year. Let's just say that. But No, that doesn't mean they've been bad. It just means that you get to go to London like once, and that's about it. Except for the Jaguars, it's their kind of home field. So just go to Q101.com/London. I urge you this week, if you're on the fence, jump over it, get in it, because some special deals are ending this week on it. So by the end of the week, by Friday, let's say, Q101.com/London. Get in, get your trip, and join this humongous party and have forever memories.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning, and Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.